Hello and welcome to Cubactory. Cubactory is the only factory game where you truly build objects freely, transforming, blending, carving, and compacting colored cubes into intricate voxel figures, while automating your modular factory to meet increasingly complex orders. This is developed by Quim Garrigos, published by Uplay Online, and is our next selection in Steam Next Fest June 2025. This game seems to be of the vein of like Shapes and Beltex type of game, but it does have, as indicated there a little bit in the description from Steam, a little bit of a difference. It's maybe similar to the Lego version we tried out, I think, last Next Fest, or the building block version. Maybe a little bit similar to that, where you're kind of building figures and things, it sounds like. But we'll see what it looks like as we get in here. So let's go ahead and start the tutorial, just to make sure, of course, that we get what the game is. This confused me for a second when I started it the first time, but we need to click where it's telling us to click here a few times to wake up this robot. Finally, it's about time. They've sent someone to give me a hand. It's been ages since everyone left and stopped sending orders, but it seems they've returned. Time to get the factory up and running again. Join me. Alright, move camera, zoom, snap, rotation, and then free rotation. We can do, okay, so move camera, WASD, zoom with the mouse wheel, Q and E for snap rotation, and then we can do Alt right click, or we can middle click drag. Either one, if you are more comfortable with the Alt right click or the middle click button. This is the main collector. It's off. Let me see if it still has power. It seems to be working. We can now get the factory running. I'm QB, a maintenance specialized android. Have they explained your job to you? No. Here, we move cubes. We extract them from the ground, move them, join them, mix them, cut them, and when they're ready, we send them up. It's very easy. They tell us what parts they need, we manufacture them, and that's it. Plus, they pay us so we can expand the factory. We don't ask questions. Shall we get to work? All right. There it is, top left, the first order. I don't like that the thing disappears though when the tutorial's text comes up. Let's start by placing one extractor to make the primary cubes emerge. Right, so extractors here. First, let's clear the area of anything that might be there. So if you do control click, you get a delete icon, or a delete control here rather than the thing you selected. One of the things that's interesting, I'll show you later, is that, let's go ahead and clear that one too. Remember that you can destroy anything that bothers you whenever you want using control. Now with an extractor, we'll something. Okay, so we need to rotate it once and then place it here. There, we have it, your first cube. Now we just need to deliver it and we're done. Okay, so we have belts as well. So one of the things that kind of was weird to me is if you don't have anything selected on your cursor, which it won't let me unselect now. But at some point it will. Then there it is. Then you don't get the control delete option. You have to have a tool selected on your cursor in order to be able to hit control to delete whatever's underneath the cursor, which is kind of weird. So we'll click and drag the belt, then we'll rotate again and click and drag the belt all the way down to the home thingy here. Perfect. Now we wait for the order to be completed. Something. If you want, you can add more extractor, something. Okay. Let's see, we're at 5 already. We could add another extractor here just to have added another extractor onto the same belt. It works fine. No problem there. And it's done. Impressive, no doubt. Let's see what they surprise us with next. Wow, a piece made up of 2 cubes. I'm going to show you a new tool, the joiner. All right. Here? Oh, I see. The joiner is very easy to use. It takes 2 cubes or even larger pieces and merges them into a single piece. Alright, but to fit 2 cubes into a joiner, you need to increase its size. So let's first learn how to resize tools. Pay attention. This part is important. And it is. It is very important. Notice that by holding down the right mouse button, you can resize the current tool. So hold down right mouse button and drag. Like that. And then we can press R to rotate. And then we can press or place the joiner here. So now it gives us a 1x2 shaped joiner. Great. We have the first joiner we need. Something it went away real fast. So now I think we can do the extractor thing and the delete this trash here. And make something that kind of looks like this. So extractor, click there and there. And then we need belt, and the belt can come down to here and down to here. And then rotate, and then you go into there, and then rotate, there and there. And that puts two of them onto the joiner, and they get smashed together. Well, now we need larger tapes, something... Why is it going away so fast? That's weird. There and there. And that puts the blocks into the thing. Yeah, these things are clearing too fast. Interesting. Okay. I don't think they were clearing that fast earlier when I started the game up. This is all as far as I got, so we'll see, but it's kind of an interesting thing. So now we have the switch. You use this tool to distribute pieces along two paths. You can separate the double pieces from before into two paths and join them again to get the square they want. Okay, I think we're going to have to move this thing around a bit, though. So let's maybe do some reconfiguring here. And then we want a joiner here. Make that. And then let's do control delete these things here. All of those things. And then from there we want the switch. Guess like this? Let's see here. No, it can be like this. I'm going to look at what that looks like there in the example. But I think we need to rotate it so it goes like that. Yes. And then we need belts of a different variety. So like this. One of those. And then 1, 2, 3 of those. You'll go in there. You'll go in there. And then we need another joiner here. But this one needs to be 2x2 like this. And then we need belt. That's also, I think, that same size. There we go. All right. That's working. Interesting that the joiner doesn't need to smash the blocks in the direction that they need to be merged together. It just merges them all together anyway. If you know what I mean. Like it looks like it's smashing from the left and right sides, but those aren't... That's not the seam that needs to be joined. It's the horizontal here, whatever seam. Okay. Well, I see you're learning. You probably noticed that for each order we complete, we're rewarded with money. You can see your money in the bottom left corner, except that we can't because the tutorial turns that off. Once you've earned enough money, we can expand the factory. We can expand in any of the 4 directions from here. Well, I'm out, and when you have enough money, let me know. Okay, let's see. How do we expand the... zoom way out like that? All right, so you need... it's... Each color is... Oh, I get it. Okay. 500 there. We have 482. We can get yellow over here. And we can get yellow over here. And yellow over here. I guess this whole area is just blue squares? Is that the idea? Is that the implication? I don't know how else you get into this map and or zoom back in. The zoom is really, 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 really granular. Maybe a little too granular. Okay, so this looks like a 2x3 block. Yeah, you can see the seams there just a little bit. So we need to smash not 2 but 3 of these together. I'm assuming we can do that all in one fell swoop. But maybe we also will want to tweak this again a little bit. Or just start new, I suppose. See here, that's doing this. We're definitely going to want to have more production going on here. I think we could do. I don't think we can do this all exactly here. I think we're going to need a little bit more space because I think you're going to have... Yeah, I think we're going to need a little bit more space. So let's do belt. Just a single. There. There. And then I wish you could like copy a thing. That's okay. And then we need the splitter thingy there. Again, the switch. Yes, like that. And then we need belt again, and these will go, oopsie, this way. And I guess this could go almost right away, right? There, there, and then there. And then do a joiner. I'm just going to rebuild this for right now. Do a joiner like this, and then a belt, oops, like that. That works. So now what I want to try to do is add another one in. And so let's do same kind of thing here. A belt of 1x2 going here. And then a joiner 1x2 going here. And why can't I just put extractors like this? Of course, that's going to be wrong because I'm not done yet. There and there. And then also this goes out. Let's do a joiner, though, that's this way. There. Why did that not go into there? Why did it not bring this one in? Why is it only accepting the 2 and not the other ones? Like if I do this, why does that now work? Maybe you can only join 2 blocks at the same time? So maybe if I do something like this, that will join. But then if I add in this one, oh, that's weird. Okay, so we have to do this in stages then. That's unfortunate, but that's fine. Can I still do this here, or am I going to have to do this elsewhere? I think I'm going to have to do this elsewhere. I think I'm a little too snug here. Now let's do belt this way. And then let's do joiner again this way. Yeah. And then we'll do a belt there. Okay, this will work. So then we need to have a joiner that's 1x2 right here. And we need to have those extractors again here and here. Maybe? Will that do it enough? Yes, it will. Okay, great. And I'm assuming rotation doesn't matter. And it doesn't seem to. So that's great even more great. There we go. So, learned a few things. Science. And we need 10 of these, so we'll wait on that. I wonder if there's the aforementioned kind of timing and scheduling on these things. Buy one of the 4 adjacent zones and we'll have access to a new color. Alright, we'll go ahead and take this one, since I don't know why we would do... Oh, I see, yep. Okay, let's see what we can do with 2 colors. Ah, blue and yellow combined. Okay, well, I'm going to do that kind of this same easier way. We do this... Do this. Yes, do this. And then extractors here and there. And then do belt like this, I guess, all the way down to here-ish. I like these little extractors. They're like, got little grabbers on the sides to pull the stuff up out of the ground with. It looks like a joiner is about the same speed as an extractor. Because these are not oversaturating either way or undersaturating either way. Ooh, okay. Do that. We could even... No, we can't quite do that. Let's see. Can we do like a rotation thing? No-ish. Ooh. We should probably do more extractors for this. So we need to combine those and then somehow make them rotate around. And I think the way to do that is to basically duplicate this into a joiner. Like this. Do extractors like that again. And then take this belt this way. No, that's not going to work either. Guess I need to bring it down and then back up again. But no, because that's going to do the same thing. How do I turn these around? Am I being thick on this endeavor here? Probably. Maybe I need to do... Oh, I know what I did. I think I know what I did. I don't know. Maybe I don't. That. And then extractors like this. To combine them like that. But then no, that's the same way. How do you get them the opposite way? Why am I having such a hard time with this idea? If I want the yellow on the bottom and the blue on the top, do I do something crazy like this? With like single belts? Oh, I can just do it like that, I guess. And then I need to delete that one and redo it. And then we do a combiner or joiner right there. Right, like that. And then the extractor goes here with the yellow. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And then we can do belt. It'll go this way. And we'll have to do a joiner again. That's this type. That'll go there. This will go here. And then we'll just do belt that is like that, I guess. And then you're going to need to have all new belt. Like that. Okay. I was a little daft, but it came to me eventually. Get that trash out of here. Guess this could have been quite a bit closer, also, but that's fine too. There we go. And now we need to basically do it again. Okay. Let's see. So we have you and you. Can I get a blue, yellow? Let's see. Extract blue, extract yellow. Join the two of them together like this. And then we'll snap that onto the top of what's coming out of that. So, let's see. You're going to have to turn to come this way somehow. Let's go ahead and delete this belt. And make a belt like that. And then I want this one to come down there. And go this way. And then I would like to have a joiner that is 2x3 here, going this way. I think that's the right part. So we have to delete all these again. And then go belt. And the belt has to be the same size from what I have ascertained. And then we can do 2x3 this way. I believe. Oh no, 3 by... It was right already. 3 by 2 like that. There we go. Okay. So yeah, just making that extra part and kind of snapping it onto the top of that one. Just because that one's already this, and I'd have to do some mental gymnastics to get the orientation correct to do it a different way. So we're just going to do it this way. And again, I think using the extractors at the same rate as the other things make the most sense. You're progressing so well. I think you're ready for spaghetti. You can use tunnels now. Ooh, and we also have a rotator. A rotator. Tunnels. Okay, so we need blue, blue, and yellow. And then the tunnels do what? Oh, I see. Okay. That was a little bit weird, but I guess we just do like that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so extractor for blue, blue, yellow. I think we'll just do blue, blue, yellow and not bother with tunnels here. Why would I bother with tunnels if I don't need them? This will be... Oh, wait, we can't do that quite yet. We got to do a joiner like this. And then... like this. And then that'll come this way on a belt. And then we do another joiner, 1, 2, 3, right here. And that means we need to have an extractor for yellow here with a belt here. Okay, and then we can do a 3 belt. Let's see, you'll need to come down here. So a 3 belt goes to there. Oops. Oh, you can overwrite the belt directions just by clicking with the new rotation. That works. All right, nice. Could have done that differently, I suppose. Single inline belt coming out of there or something. That's no fun. The triple wide belt is even better. I could have also done the rotator. That would have probably been actually the smarter, nicer thing to do. Rather than all of these kind of stupid belts here. So does that mean I needed to have, though, like a 3 rotator? Like that? Yes. Okay. And then we can just do a single belt coming out of that. Down into there. It worked. We had 9 out of 10. Why does that not work? Oh, I know why that doesn't work. Because the belt segment has to be the same length as the block. Can I not? We need to actually have it be like that. So that one belt segment can hold an entire block. And this one's extra long because we have an odd number of segments here. So there's a 3, a 3, a 3, a 3, and then a 5. Because we don't have 6 there. Okay, this is a more complex piece. Let's get our space over here. Let's come over here, I guess. So we'll want to do a few combining things here, a few joining things, rather. So let's start off by... It's kind of annoying, those pieces flying into the air there. start off by doing one of these. And then we can, for the blue, and then those will go forward into a place like this, maybe. And then we can do extractor, extractor, extractor for that, I hope. Yes. And then that'll continue on and merge with a piece from yellow. And for the piece from yellow, actually, let's do a joiner here first. We want this to go that way, I guess. Yeah. Why not? That'll go that way. And then the piece from yellow needs to have a joiner that's this way. And 2 extractors here. And then belt that can go this way. That's a single segment, even though it's extra sized. And then these can come down here, and they can turn, and they can end up like there, I think. So let's come down to 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go there. Then we can turn this and go this way. And then we can turn this and go this way. Got him. Still haven't used them tunnels. They'll come soon enough, I'm sure, because, I mean, we could delete some of these things, though. I don't know there's any advantage to keeping these old builds around. At least in games like Shapes, you still were asked to continue producing the older stuff to get upgrades. I don't know if that's the case here. Okay. I wonder if the belt can be bigger than the piece size. I assume so, because it lets us build those extra sized segments, but what if we did this? You're fine with that? Good. And that. And then if I come out here, I can make these things. So let's see, a joiner for 2 blues, and a joiner for 2 blues, coming together to another joiner for 4 blues. Wait, that's not right, is it? It needs to be like this. Okay. And then the same kind of thing for the yellows, a joiner that's like this with a joiner that's like this. But obviously that's not where it needs to go. Also, the yellows need to come down first, or they actually don't. We just need to rotate appropriately. Now we gotta think about how to rotate this thing. So if I want the blue to come down first, I actually need the blue to be a little bit different. Or I could do a rotator. You know what? Let's get rid of this. We don't seem to need it, and it's just going to be in the way eventually. I think. No, maybe we don't need. Let's try this without doing rotators. That and that come together to this one like this, which could then have a belt like this. And then we have that go like this, and we go to another joiner that's a 3x3. Go this way. And then that can go on to belt. Other belt. It's like that. I think. Let's see what happens. Worst case, it explodes. Extractor, 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 extractor. Extractor, 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 extractor. Yeah, I think this will work. Looks like the right piece. And these are produced slow enough that we can easily have two different things sharing that same belt. No problem. Not that we couldn't just delete this thing and do away with it. Appears as it appears. If I do need another single blue block extractor, I can literally just put an extractor right next to the thing and not have to worry about all those belts. But until then, we will do this. There we go. Don't think we're limited to the colors we extract. We can also create our own colors. We have a mixer. Mixer? Ooh. Wait a minute. But you just want me to make a blue and a yellow? Are we already doing that? We were already doing that. We aren't doing that anymore. Are kind of slowed down a little bit. Okay, why is that one so, how did that get broken? Because of the size of that panel? Probably. Can that work better? Yeah, that works better. Merging them on the leading edge, or the like this, they merge on one block, one segment. These merging on the leading edge of that segment seems to make more sense. I'm not sure why we needed to do this again. We did these already, or something like it already. But okay. Now we can do the mixer. Look at the new order. You'll see that it doesn't match the colors we currently have. Click on the order for more details. Needed colors, blue and yellow make green. All right. As you have seen, we are going to create a new color by combining two cubes of different colors. Use a mixer. It will mix the cubes of the shape you receive. Okay. So that means that we want to have, I'm guessing... Why can't I make that bigger? Oh, I can. Oh, you can only make it square? Interesting. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, let's do that. We'll do a joiner here and there. We'll do extractors here and there. Huh? Yeah, that didn't work the way that I thought it would. Does it work more like this? No. A little bit of maybe a tutorial here would be useful, I think. Okay, maybe I get an idea from the previous step. Not what I wanted. This, and then the mixer, and then the extractors, like this. Aha. Okay, gotcha. That was a little bit of a do that instead here, and then let's do belt. That. Here we go. It's an interesting functionality. I get it because the way that the previous step was, but it's not the way that I was expecting it to be, I guess. To create a simple mixed cube, we need to cut the shape we have created. So you have a cutter. All right, well, we're going to put that cutter in right in here. Except that it doesn't cut. Okay, well, that'll work for me. Take it. Got him. Now something stupid. Now we need a 3. Okay. In that case, I think what I should do is just have switches. Maybe? He's out. Let's see. Switches that go like this, though. Well, that's a single switch block. Okay. Why is that acting as if it's a 2? Interesting. Okay. And then belt there. Belt here and here. We'll go this way. Actually, you need to be this way. There. And then this goes like there. We need a joiner that's here. Put those back together again. Although I guess I could have just taken... That would have been the smarter thing to do. Well, delete all this. Do a switch here. And then a cutter. The cutters are weird because it depends on the rotation of the block. I guess that needs to go there. Laser those in half. And then we'll do, not that, but a belt this way. Here. And then here. And then I can't do that either exactly. Like that, I guess. So then I need one more belt here. And then a joiner that's 3. There. And then a belt that's 3. That's misaligned now. I think I can do that, though. I'm gonna do that. It should work out okay. Hopefully. Yep, that works. So basically taking half of... I guess I only needed the single belt here, not the double wide, but taking half of them and splitting them, and then taking the other half and just bringing them out. Works for me. Got him. standing on a belt, dude. Congratulations, you've completed all the orders in this demo. Oh. That's it? Okay. Congratulations, you have completed all the orders in this mode. You can play building mode. Oh, there's another mode. Where you'll be able to build a figure that requires using all the tools at your disposal to better experience the versatility of the building system. This game is still in early state of development, so based on your feedback, some mechanics might be improved in the final version. We have many plans for the full game, but some of the improvements you can expect are a full story mode that will have you creating the Mega Factory, capable of building any voxel figure. New materials created from mixing different figures, forcing you to expand and optimize your factory to the max. And of course, endless figures to create, as well as the possibility to create your own designs, and the answer about who is making these orders. And I saw over here there was a little chair that was being made. There it is. By mixing 3 different blocks, forming a specific color. That's kind of interesting. And then, or chair shape, an L shape. And that looks like we're cutting and lifting and shifting and then re-merging that item into a cube, which is interesting also. Let's exit game. I don't know that I want to exit game. Okay, good. So new game. All right. Oh boy, that's quite a figure to just get started on. So how do you do that when you don't have all the colors right away? This is obviously a yellow. Do we have like a... There's an elevator. Okay, that's the block we didn't have before. We need red and yellow, so we have to open up... Wait, how do you get the black pieces then? And I'm guessing this is yellow, right? Yes, yellow. And red we could get out here. Oh, we have money. Okay, we have money. That's good. We have black available? No? What about now? No. 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 How do we make black? Otherwise. There's black. Okay, we got it. We got it. All right, so let's do this out here then, since we need yellow, red, and black, as well as making orange with the other thingy. So this is kind of ridiculously complex. Let's see what we can figure out without having any intermediate. Hopefully there's some intermediary leveling here of kind of teaching you how to use elevators and how to make a more complex figure. But we can try to figure it out. So with the elevators, let's see here. Okay. I guess we need to start maybe with the top. Oh, good. We can click and drag around this too. Okay. So let's see. The top looks like 3 extractors. With a joiner here, combining 2 of those, and then we need to have another joiner here, combining to make this, and then another joiner like this, maybe going this way, with an extractor right there. And then that'll come into the black area here where we have to do two more joiners, since we can only join 2 pieces, one there and one there. That makes the top layer. Okay. And then the next layer. Looks like 6 orange cubes plus, or 6 yellow cubes, sorry, plus 1 orange cube. All right. We might as well have something making orange cubes over here. That's going to be the mixer. I guess we have to do that with weird. That. We obviously need to make Maybe I didn't want that in that direction either. That way. We need to make a thing joining these together. Then extracting. And then we'll cut. See, like that is going to cut it weirdly. So we have to do it like that. And that'll give us 2 orange cubes. We need 3 total, but I think we'll be all right with that in the end. It'll just be a little slow here. And then we need to make the 2x3 yellow. Might as well start some of these way down here somewhere or something. Those are going to be kind of confusing because they're going to have to come back this way. So I need... Guess what I need is this and this. Joiner. 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 Extractor, extractor. And then a 2x3 joiner. Although now I'm going to have to do some rotators, but that's okay. There with a 1x2 joiner here and 2 more extractors there. That makes that piece, and then we have to merge one of those in with it. So we want to have a switch here. I think I'm going to do it like this. And I'm going to take a belt like this. And then this feed from this switch will come this way. And then I want to do a rotator. That way. No, I want just a joiner here. It looks like this. That's a little weird in right angle view. There and here. And you're stuck because that. Yep. Okay. Let's do this. Okay. And then the next piece is holy crap. 1, 2, holy crap. 9, so 3x3 plus the extra pieces sticking out of the sides. That's going to be kind of ridiculous. Although I could even make some of these, dang it, up here even, because we have to get up here anyways. What's the one after that? So we did first and second. We have actually only 2 more to go. Let's do 1 more down here and then... I don't know. Maybe not. Let's do this stupid one then. So it's 3x3 with the 3 prongs sticking out. And I keep hitting escape to clear that screen rather than what I need to hit. There, 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 and there. Okay. Let's see. Nope. Joiner. You'll join to make that, and then we'll have one over there, and then that'll make a square. Like this. That can go up into a joiner that's here that we want to use to make basically the same thing here. The 3x2, that'll go, say, this way. And then we'll have a 1x2 joiner coming into that. And then we'll have extractors galore here. That makes the 3x3 piece, or the 2x3 piece, rather. And then that needs to get fed by another... there. and there, and there, I think. There, and there. 1, 2, 3, almost. I need to rotate that guy. Or do this differently. The differently is the better option here, I think. We just need to have the joiner here, and then here. And then we do extractor, 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 and that should do it. Except that this joiner that's the 3x3 needs to actually be pointed up. That way. And then that'll go in and get fed. Ouch. Pieces from each side, basically. Actually, I could do another joiner right away. 1, 2, 3, 4. That way. With an extractor here. Except that the 1, 2, 3 by 4 needs to go this way. And then that goes into another joiner. Doing like this. With an extractor feeding in on this side. But that I did that one wrong again. There. And then that goes into another joiner that's like this. I didn't do that one right. Delete that and this. Let's do this again. This extractor goes here. Yes. And then this joiner would go, we'll say here. 2, 3, 4. 4 by 5. And then I want you to go that way, I think. Yeah. And then we need an extractor that goes right there. And then that needs to be somehow elevated with this one, or with this one on top of it. Which is kind of nightmarish. And then the next one is... Three by 3. Wonder if I should have split these here before I did this. Or I could just redo that, I guess. Alright, let's try that again. This joiner goes this way. Here. And then this one goes this way and that way. And then we need to have one of these like this. And then one of these like this. And a crap ton of extractors like this. And I shouldn't have done it quite so tightly here, so that I'm going to have to do now a 3x3 belt, or a 2x3 belt rather, to pull this one a bit away. So that I can put the 3x3 joiner in here. I have to go up, which is fine. And then we do a 1x3 joiner. And a 1x2 joiner. And more extractors. And then we can belt out of that. Now, how do we get the orange blocks up underneath the thing? I guess... I suspect... Well, let's play with these elevators first. I'm guessing, yeah, we can do the same thing here with the elevators. Resume. Let's do a belt, a 3x3 belt. Taking you... Can't see here. This way. And then that way. How do the elevators gonna work now? Oh, let's do that. I see. Okay, I'll take that out. Let's do I think I see. 3x4 here to square these up. No, that was a 3x4. Yes, to square these up to each other. And then we can do a 3x3 belt going this way at that point. And then we do a joiner here that joins... Those are misaligned. This needs to be a 3x5 belt because of that. Right? Yes. Oh, 3x3, Wally. And this goes here because this needs to snap into this at this exact spot, I think. Yeah, that fuses together. Is that what I wanted? That is what I wanted. Excellent. All right, now you are here. You get lifted up on top of that disaster area. And your little nose sticks out. Oh, this is backwards. Okay. Can I do a rotator then? Here. And again. Okay. And then a joiner would go... No. Because this needs to get shifted up again by 1. Okay. This is insane. Let's do just a belt then to go to 5x5. No, we can do a 4x5 belt here. I think it needs to be a 5x5 belt to shift you forward. And then we do a 5x5. Yeah, that's what I wanted. 5x5 joiner there. And then you need to get lifted twice. No, because that's in the back edge of that belt, that joiner. How the heck do you shift those forward then? Into the... Oh, they got to come in from a different side then. Yeah, okay. That needs to get shifted that way then to be joined. But we already need to lift this thing. Okay. In that case... Yikes. That's a joiner. Needs to be rotated this way, I think. This needs to be rotated, let's see, twice? We did twice rotations. Wait, did I even want to do the rotations then? Yes, I did. That needs to be lifted, though. Twice. Can we lift things twice? Yes, we can. Excellent. All right. And then, now what? This is convoluted for a first attempt at this. You're going to have to come this way. And then you're going to have to go... this way. And then you're going to have to go back... that way? No, because then you're on the near edge again. This is one of those things where I'm probably overthinking it. Oh, maybe that was right, actually. It's on the near edge, but I'm staggering it by 1. And then I need to have a but I think I'm off by something again here. But I think I can do this with a joiner that is this by that. And then a belt that is 3 by 3 and in there. Maybe? Nope. Almost, but no cigar. You've got to come in from the bottom. Okay. Almost. That's fine. This needs to come out. This needs to come out. This needs to go back to the 4x3 or 4x5 that's this way. And then we can do... this. And then we can do a joiner. I think I'm going to probably use this as the final attempt there. And then we do a belt for you. Boy, that's tough to see those that high up. You can go there like that. And then you can go here like this. Okay. That's actually kind of all right. I don't yet know how. I'm going to probably have to fuse the legs on individually. But I think that's correct otherwise. Let's see. That looks pretty all right. And then the head would need to get fused on as well, which is actually already oriented correctly. I just need to bring it down through a tunnel. Let's just do the tunnel before we kind of go here so that we can do that before we call it. That's not what I wanted, though. Let's see. That's fine, but this needs to go all the way, like, maybe like that. This joiner, which is that shape, needs to go this way then. And then we need a belt that does the same thing, but goes this way then. Don't know what's going on here, though. Oh, I know what's going on here. Yeah, it's feeding those in too soon. Those actually need to get fed in a different way. Yeah, those need to get fed in a different way. Where'd that block not go? Do I need to have a output belt here before that works? See you down there, I think. Interesting. But anyway, this is getting stuck because that piece is already there. So that needs to get added in differently. That needs to get added in via a belt like this, feeding into a joiner that's like this, with the extractor for black being there, which it's not. So that means that this needs to get done differently still, going like this, and then like this, and then the joiner like this, the extractor there. And then again, a joiner here. Oopsie, there. And then this here, and then a belt there. Yeah, that's better. And why you not work, I don't know. Tunnel. Tunnel. 2x3. Drops down. Is it too far? It might be too far. I don't know how far it's able to go. I guess worst case, well, I would like to know. It was too far. Wonder what the max distance... Well, it was a 3 max distance, though. Why are you having such a problem with a few more blocks? The tunnel doesn't tell you how far the distance can be. That's kind of annoying. But in this case, I would say we could always just route it around and bring it out over here someplace and merge it in then. But I think what we'll do is leave this here because we're well over an hour now. I need to probably make these a little bit shorter, but figuring these things out is a puzzle in itself. That is new games. So we'll leave this here, but you kind of get the idea of what the game does. Hopefully there's, as I said, some sort of intermediate step where you don't have to make a figure that's 5 blocks tall. And like on a 5x5 base, it would be nice if you had a simpler figure that you could build up over time and get to something like this, but not jumping straight into that would be kind of nice. But otherwise, we'll leave this here for now, and we will take a future look at it if it's something interesting to you. There is no release date as of yet. It is coming soon. And if you have other suggestions for me of games you think that I will enjoy that will go well on my channel and all of that, as part of Next Fest, make sure you let me know in the chat, in the comments, or come to Discord. The link is in the description below, and let me know your thoughts there as well. If this is a game you want to see, of course, let me know that as well. And make sure if it's a game you would like to know more about, that you follow and or wishlist it on Steam so that you can be notified of those things. But for now, we will leave this here, and we'll be back tomorrow with yet another new game for Steam Next Fest. Have a good one. Bye for now.